Okay, good morning, students. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. Good morning. Okay, so very few portion is left. Just we'll do a bit revision, and yes. Now the entire after, I mean, next from next week onwards, we will be doing revisions because we have almost covered the entire syllabus, I believe, students. Uh, Almost each and every units we have touched and we have covered. Now the study materials and all will be provided to you. Clear? So we are waiting. Yes, that portion is left. Importance of decision making, importance and necessity of decision making. We have done the process and practical way of decision making, weighing positives and negatives. That part also we have covered. Yes, understanding relationship in leadership, networking, and teamwork. So today little bit we will that part is left, that interpersonal skills and the gratitude, understanding the relationship between leadership, networking, and teamwork. Leadership networking we have done, assessing the importance of the situation, description of interpersonal skills, that yes. So we were doing group behavior and group decision making yesterday. Yes, and group formation and development. So, group formation and development in this portion, groups are formed for certain purpose. For the important among, what are the purpose for which groups are formed? Why do we form groups, students? We form groups for accomplishment of task, for the purpose of problem solving, for proximity and reward, and socio-psychological objectives. And for socio-psychological objectives. This is the reason why groups are formed. Yes. Clear? So these are the reasons why groups are formed. There are certain reasons why it is formed. So we have seen that it is formed due to first factor, for accomplishment of task. Second, for the purpose of problem solving. Third, for proximity and reward. And the fourth factor, socio-psychological objectives. Now, for the accomplishment of task, it is very easy to understand, doesn't need much of the explanation. Doesn't need much explanation, easy to understand. What is accomplishment of task? This is primary requirement for the purpose of existence of formal groups in an organization. To attain its objectives and goals, organization will formally bring individuals into a group to complete the set task or tasks. Such groups are designated by the structure of the organization as production, finance, maintenance, sales, and sales promotion designs. Now, for the under the point, for the purpose of problem solving, this group is also formed for the purpose of achieving some desired goals. Yes or no? The group is formed for the purpose of achieving some desired goals. Such goals may exist for only a short time. That is, they may be disbanded after the attainment of goals. For proximity and reward, individuals join together for proximity and attention. If they perform similar problem-solving skills, their group activity may be informal, such as having lunch together, taking tea together, making complaints against management together, etc. They may form informal groups because of their proximity in working together and perceive this interaction to be rewarding. Clear? Under socio-psychological objective for the formation of group, this objective of a group formation is that an individual need can be better satisfied in a group. Individual needs include physiological, safety, affiliation, esteem, and self-actualization. Clear? Groups can form when individuals with similar goals and motives come together. Groups are formed voluntarily. The individuals of a group can join and leave the group anytime, and they can also change their tasks. Hence, understanding how groups form and develop is important for managers. There are certain motives because of which individuals join a group, which are as follows. Now, what are the motives for which an individual can join a group? First motive is organizational motives to join groups. Organizations form functional and task groups because such groups help the organization in structuring and grouping the organizational activities logically and efficiently. Another reason why people tend to join groups is for personal motives to join group. One is the organizational motive, another is the personal motives to join. Why people join groups? Personal motives to join groups. Individuals also choose to join informal or interest groups for unimportant reasons. Since joining these groups is voluntary, various personal motives affect membership. Clear? Another reason is interpersonal attraction. Interpersonal attraction, individuals, they come together to form informal or interest group as they are also attracted to each other. There has to be some feel-good factor. Understood? There always has to be some feel-good factor. Now, if suppose you want to do a project, all of you want to do a project. So how are you going to do it? And how are you going to furnish that project? That is the individuals forming and having same thought process and same ideas, you will have to do that. Clear? That is how individuals will form the groups. Clear? Do you get my point? This is the way how individuals will form the groups. Clear? So there has to be a feel-good factor. Once again, even you have seen that even in class, even when you are in a class, everybody will not tend to follow and remain in a single group. Yes or no? Now, some might be in Shayanto's group, some might be in Shomoshruta's group, some might like to remain in Rahul's group, some in Rohit's group, some in Rupam's group. So all different people based on different likings, they tend to form their own groups. So there has to be a feel-good factor. But group is always, group doesn't have any negative connotation unless and until you harm other people. Or else group always has a positive outcome. It will never have a negative outcome. Groups usually doesn't tend to have negative outcome. It always tends to give you a positive outcome and a positive result. That is how, and whenever we're like, nowadays you people are getting all the benefits of internet and all, but what we used to do, we used to sit in national libraries and British councils, and we used to do a lot of group studies because our source was library books. No, we didn't have the big vast internet sources. All our source was books, completely based on books. So you get my point. So obviously there has to be a feel-good factor. I wouldn't like to sit with a person with whom my choice and preference wouldn't have matched. No, always a feel-good factor works. A feel-good factor operates in order to form a group for getting a positive outcome. Clear? Then we have interest in group activities. Yes, individuals may also be motivated to join an informal or interest group. There are interest groups, excuse me. Now, individuals may also be motivated to join an informal or interest group because the activities of the group appeal to them. Playing tennis, discussing current events or contemporary literature, all these are group activities that individuals enjoy. Support for group goals. The individuals may also be motivated goals by the other group members to join. For example, a club which is dedicated to environmental conservation may motivate individuals to join. Individuals join groups such as these in order to donate their money and time to attain goals they believe in and meet other individuals with similar values. So these are called support for group goals, interest in group activities. Now, need for affiliation. Another reasons for individuals to join groups is to satisfy their need for attachment. Retired, old, aged individuals join groups to enjoy the companionship of other individuals in similar situation. So, need for affiliation. Instrumental benefits. Group membership sometimes also helpful in providing other benefits to an individual. For example, a manager might join a Rotary Club or a Lions Club if he feels that being a member of the club will lead to important and useful business contacts. So this is called the instrumental benefits that one derives from a group. Till here is the things clear why individuals tend to join groups, and how groups can be formed, and what are the different types of groups where you can enter for proper decision making. Now, the stages of development. Members of new group are unfamiliar with one another. Personalities and hesitance. Now, all the members in a group may not know each other's personality. All the members in the group may not know each other. So they are unaware of, unfamiliar and unaware with one's personalities and hesitant in their interaction. The new group must pass of development, which is there has to be mutual acceptance, that is mutual acceptance, sharing acquaintances, discussing the subjects, testing each other, being defensive. Now, there is mutual acceptance, which leads to communication and decision making. How? Expressing attitudes, establishing norms, establishing goals, openly discussing tasks, being defensive. And this communication and decision making leads to motivation and productivity, which is cooperating, working actively on tasks, being creative. Clear? Show evolution to the next stage. Control and organization, working independently, assigning tasks based on ability, being flexible. Clear? Understood? Now, characteristics of mature groups. Please, this will definitely help all of you to form mature groups and do productive jobs and productive activities that will help you people to get productive outcome and emerge as good, effective, productive individuals at the fag end of your 4 years journey. Clear? Now, what are the characteristics of mature groups? As groups pass through the stages of development and maturity, they begin to show signs of the following 4 characteristics. That is, role structure, behavioral norms, informal leadership, group norms. Clear? These are the 4 activities that are characteristic features that a mature group should possess. Role structure. A role is the part that an individual plays in a group to reach its goals. Always you have to remember that groups are formed to fulfill certain goals. Understood? Or else there's no meaning for forming a group. Then if there is no energy, emotion for each and every individual in a group, if the group doesn't function properly, if the group is unable to fulfill its goals, set targets. Clear? So, role structure. A role is the part that an individual plays in a group to reach its goals. Some individuals are leaders, some focus on the group tasks, some interact with other groups, and so on. Role structure is a set of defined roles and interrelationships among those roles that the group members define and accept. The failure in role development result in role ambiguity, role conflict, and role overload. Managers have to take steps to avoid role ambiguity, role conflict, and roles. They have to form their own groups. Clear? Get my point, all of you. extent of cooperation with management, maintenance of an efficient communication system, satisfaction of the needs of group members. Very important. Informal leadership. Each informal group has one or more leaders. These leaders come forward on the basis of acceptance of all group members. Every informal group has one primary leader apart from the secondary leaders. The primary leader has more influence on the group members than the secondary leaders. And group norms. Norms are rules that govern specific behavior and apply to everyone in the group. Norm specifies what must or must not be done when norms may be explicit and developed through group discussion. On they refer to the expected behavior sanctioned by the system and then have a specific ought or must must bring out. Values furnish rationale for the normative requirements. They are the standards to which references is made for judging acceptable and unacceptable behavior of relevance to the system. System norms and ideology furnish cognitive maps for members. Very important part. System norms and ideology furnish cognitive maps for members, which facilitate their work in the system and their adjustment. That is cohesiveness. Advantages of group cohesiveness. What are the advantages? The members of cohesive groups have high moral, M-O-R-A-L-E, that moral, M-O-R-A-L-E. The members don't have conflicting views in a, this I'm talking about the advantage of group cohesiveness, a bonded group, clear? The members don't have conflicting views, which decreases the chance of in clash among the views of group members at the workplace or elsewhere. Clear? Individuals of cohesive groups have no anxiety at the workplace. Members of cohesive groups are regular at their work. Cohesiveness increases productivity. Organizations gain from member of cohesive group because they communicate better. They share ideologies and respect opinions of fellow employees. Now, there are the following factors can increase group cohesiveness. What are they? Competitiveness with other groups. You must develop a competitive spirit. Competitiveness with other groups. Interpersonal attraction. Favorable evaluation from outsiders. Agreement on goals. Frequent interaction. Now, there are likewise you have the factors that increase group bonding. Likewise, you also have the factors that decrease cohesiveness or the group bonding. That is, if the group is very large in size, it becomes unmanageable. It becomes difficult to reach each and every individual and come to know and get to know about their each mentality, their mindset, their emotions, their frame of mind, etc. So, disagreement on goals. If the goals, if there's no homogeneity in acceptance, if there's no linearity and homogeneity in acceptance, disagreement of goals, then competitiveness within group. If there's too much of unhealthy competition with all the group members in a group, obviously that group will break. There will be signs of cracks and crevices. Domination by one or more members and unpleasant experiences will lead to breaking of the group cohesiveness. Am I clear till here, all of you students? Are you understanding, all of you? Am I reaching? Is it okay? Okay, Shah. Okay, fine. Fine. So this was all about group. Intergroup process in organizations. 1 minute, just give me one. I'll just drink some water.
দেন তারপরে বাড়ি বাড়ি দেবো।
Okay, so let us be back. Okay, fine. So we were here. Uh, Now, the intergroup process in organization and then group formation and development, we have done that. Okay. Now, yes. Now, intergroup process in organization. Intergroup process happen when members of two intergroup process happens when members of two or more groups must interact to complete a task. Such processes feature interactions among members of different groups in an organization, such as manufacturing, quality assurance, finance, marketing, and design engineering. Although behavior at although behavior at group interfaces is called intergroup behavior, behavior at group interface is called intergroup behavior. Groups do not interact directly. Members of groups interact with each other, representing the interest of their group. The basic management issue is the effective coordination of activities, which requires contributions of people from different groups. Cultural differences in group dynamics suggest one should learn about those differences before talking and assignment activities or making decision is more